superhuman intelligence. Albert Einstein, Bill Gates, and you. Those are the topics we'll discuss today on this edition of the High IQ Genius podcast, where knowledge is power. Now, before we dive in, let me start off by introducing myself. I am Robert Kayan. I am a life member of Mensa, which means I have tested in the top 2% of the populace in terms of my intelligence and IQ. Now, I am also a member of Intertel. They're different. You must test in the top 1% of the populace to qualify for membership in Intertel. Simply stated, there are many Mensans that would not qualify for membership in Intertel. And I have the privilege of being a member of both. Now, let's dive right in. Superhuman intelligence by itself will not change your life. I always say that intelligence is how you process information, and being smart is how you use it. Let's start off by talking about Albert Einstein. Clearly one of the most intelligent genius minds of our lifetime. And Albert Einstein would say, "It's not that I'm smart, it's that I choose to stay with problems longer." We'll come back to that. Now, let's talk about Bill Gates. Bill Gates says, "I choose a lazy person to do a hard job because they'll find the easiest way to do it." And now let's talk about Mensa and Intertel. Many people approach me through the course of my life and my day-to-day activities and say, "You know, Robert, I would love to test for Mensa. I believe I have a genius level IQ, and I would love to have that membership designation." But hold on, not so quick. Intelligence and having a high genius level IQ, I'm going to show you how that might not really be what you want or need, and how in many respects having a genius level IQ could be to your detriment. Now, let's move on. Let's talk about you in the world that we live in and 99% of all the other people who don't have membership in Mensa or Intertel. Because the fact is, those are the people that we deal with every day. In fact, 99% of the problems that we have in life don't require a genius level IQ to solve them. I don't remember an instance in my life where I had to use my intelligence or being smart anywhere above the average person. So that's how this podcast is going to be directed. It will be directed at you, because you are the reason that we have this podcast. Not the top 1% most intelligent people, but the 99% of all the other people that watch, that want to learn, want to improve, and want simple, easy to understand and follow strategies that can help make all your dreams come true. You know, most people don't fail to achieve their goals in life. They simply fail to set them. So what I'd like to share with you today is my philosophy on being intelligent. It's really no different than you or anyone else, except for the fact if I'm dealing with a complex analytical problem, then I'm more efficient at solving it. But let's go back to Albert Einstein for a minute and let's think about what he said when he said, "It's not that I'm smart, I just stay with problems longer." Now, we all know that Albert Einstein was one of the greatest minds that ever lived. But Albert Einstein sometimes would stay with problems for years. Conversely, Bill Gates states, "I choose a lazy person to solve a difficult problem because I know they will solve it in the fastest, easiest fashion." Who's smarter? The person that has a genius level IQ that takes years to work on, solve, and analyze a problem? Or the lazy person who simply finds the solution in short order and moves forward as stated by Bill Gates? My philosophy is this: if we are solving any problem in life, usually the simplest answer is the answer. And so, what I want to impart on you today with this podcast is you, the listener, are the most powerful person in the world because the way you attack a problem, whether it's a simple problem or a complex problem, is likely the same as everybody else in the world. And at the end of the day, we all have challenges in life. I want to go on this journey with you. If you have comments and you'd like to make a suggestion, please mention it in the comments below. Now, we don't oftentimes ask people to subscribe. We feel that if you like the content, you will automatically be compelled to subscribe. And it does help the algorithm. So I'm going to close this episode of the High IQ Genius podcast with some simple thoughts for you going forward in 2025. Set easy goals for yourself. I personally don't set more than 3 goals per day. I do the most important thing based on its responsibility, and if it's something that's a higher priority item, then I do it first. And of course, that's subject to change. Number 2, develop an action plan. Don't just think about the problem, put it down in writing. I always say, what I write down goes down. And did you know that 62% of the people who achieve their goals, the only thing they do different than anyone else is they write them down? There's something about putting pen to paper and writing the goal down that makes it a commitment. So that's number 2. And number 3, which is most important in life, in love, and in business, never give up. You have 100% control over when and if you quit. And I promise you, if you never give up, you never give in, and you are the last one standing when facing a problem in life, I'll tell you this, it's likely you will be the winner. So, I close this podcast today by saying thank you. Be awesome. Be the best version of you that you can be. Be happy. Greet every day with joy and opportunity. And remember, at the end of the day, it's you against the world, and I'm betting on you. Thank you.